Let's move on to another team that is struggling a little bit. The
You have a
Maryland.
little depression here. We're just talking about everybody that's
Well, we get all right. All right. We'll have it a little upbeat. We'll get to Maryland after. Let's go Michigan State first, since Robbie wants a little love in his life, a little upbeat, and we'll go with Michigan State because Michigan State was probably left for dead earlier this year. We kind of thought, all right, you know what? Izzo doesn't have a star. We saw it even at the Champions Classic. Doesn't have a star. Does he have a point guard? You know, AJ Hoger was pretty good then, but, you know, Tyson Walker was not. And it's taken a little bit of time, but, you know, they've beaten Loyola Chicago. They beat UConn. You know, they lost to Baylor, no shame there. And then they beat Louisville and really run away from them. And Tyson Walker, while he only scored 2 points in this game, I don't care. He controlled the game. He had 10 assists. He took care of the ball. He wasn't making dumb decisions, dribbling in too deep or anything like that. He was playing within himself, which I think you need to do on this Michigan State team because it allows all those other guys to be better and to get easy buckets and not have to work so hard for everything that they have to produce. So, Terrence, you ready to buy him or no?
I'm buying. The number 2 defense on Kim Palm in the country. I mean, coming into the game, I don't know what they are now after the game's over, but like, I will say that it's kind of like a weird juxtaposition between them and Memphis. Like before Tyson Walker kind of figured it out tonight, Michigan State had a bunch of dudes that were better playing off the ball and with only one dribble. Like if you think about it, Gabe Brown, he's better. I mean, if he gets one in transition, he'll throw it down, but he's a one dribble pull-up guy. He's a catch and shoot 3-ball guy. Max Christie, you got to run some things for him. Malik Hall, who's been good, like not somebody that just creates something right away. When Tyson Walker, when he started to get in there and kind of figure out, hey, how much leash is Izzo going to let me play with? That's whenever they got better. Like, and him passing the ball 2 points, 10 assists, and he has all those weapons around him. He's the key to the season. It's the, you know, because I have a feeling like those guys are going to hit shots. I like Marcus Bingham. He's been one of those, you know, potential into production guys. You hope it kind of gets there, but he's been really good defensively as kind of a defensive anchor in the back. I like Michigan State. They're physical. Now that's a physical league. That's not lost on me. But Izzo, man, he's starting to put together a team. We talk about pieces. Hogarth's been good, but Walker, with his ability to get in there and find guys, adds a different dimension to that Spartans team.
And he was a guy that was used to at Northeastern just scoring, you know, and that's been the transition. It was going to take time for him, Rob, because, you know, he put up 20 every game at Northeastern. He kind of was relied on to do everything. Where at Michigan State, yeah, it'd be nice if he did everything, but it's probably asking too much for a kid that transfers from the CAA.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that I'm going to hold Michigan State because I didn't think they played well against Loyola Chicago at all. They found a way to win. I thought, honestly, there were some calls down the stretch in that UConn game that gave them the game.
That's true.
You lose to Baylor. Now think about how different their season is right now if they had lost to Loyola. And they didn't. Like they won the game, but they still turned the ball over an insane amount. They turned it over 19 times tonight. This has been a problem for years. You'll take the fact that your point guards combined for 14 assists, just 4 turnovers. That's great. I don't know who the alpha dog is on the team. Gabe Brown.
There's not one. Yeah.
I think Gabe Brown's a great second option. But as your main player, don't know. I like Malik Hall. Consistency is nowhere to be seen. Amazing against Loyola, not on the floor against UConn, barely on the floor against Baylor, was really good tonight. I like him. I just think I want him to be more consistent. I don't know. I'm still kind of like wait and see. They still have things they can work on. They are trending in the right direction. You know who I do like? Marcus Bingham. And this is the first time in his career that I've been able to say, you know what? I trust him. I trust he's going to make mature plays. I trust he's going to rebound. He'll protect the rim. He knows his role much better. He'll still shoot an occasional shot where I'm like, you know, probably not the best shot they can get. He can make a 3. Don't love it. I'm just still a little bit if Max Christie can emerge and become a real player, he played well tonight. I just don't know who their alpha is, and I don't know if they'll have one all year.
I don't either. I think we've got to honestly just kind of accept the fact that they're not going to have that alpha. They're going to have a bunch of good players. And the benefit of that is if one of them has an off night, you got enough other dudes. So you're not relying on one of them as much, but you're going to be relying on Tom Izzo and their toughness. That's going to win games for them. They're going to have to be great defensively. And I think they have the ability to be pretty good because they've got enough veterans on that team. And Bingham has been a guy who, like you said, Rob, has really stepped up. He's always had that kind of length, but he's always been a tease. Now he's starting to actually produce consistently on both ends of the court, but you really need him defensively to be a game changer. And that's kind of what he's been. So listen, I think Michigan State, it's hard to ever write off Tom Izzo. I just don't think this team has enough to go deep in the tournament.
Yeah.
But
you know, it's been really disappointing for them. Joey Hauser. I mean, Joey Hauser has just been so disappointing.
Yeah. He has not played well. And he's a guy that I think a lot of people thought would average, he gave him 14, 15 a game like his brother, but he's not as good as his brother. We know
he just doesn't fit the Michigan State kind of tough dude.
Yeah. You know what is a good sign for Michigan State, though? 25 fast break points. That is old school Tom Izzo, ram it down, get to the frickin' basket.
Well, you have Tyson Walker. Like, that's what you need to use him for. It's like he's got that gear that they really haven't had out of a point guard in a while now. I mean, when's the last point guard they had that could just kind of be a blur? Like Tyson Walker's got some of that. He's small, he's shifty. He can really get in the lane and make things happen and push it.
Honest. Rocket Watch is a blur, but
I'm gonna be a little negative. He was playing against Jared West, who's not a blur.
So, but Jared West is a really good.
Looked like
he's
a blur.
A good defender, though.
Say again.
Jared West is a pretty good defender.
He is, but he does it on positioning. So if you have a head of steam on him, probably
listen.
difficult on him.
Louisville scares me.